Hey everyone, it's Hannah here at ColDesi, and we are here today to talk about how to remove embroidery stitches. So we have a couple products here that we're going to talk about. And you would do this if maybe you put the wrong logo, the placement isn't right, maybe it's the wrong color. So we're going to go through these products individually and talk about them. So let's go ahead and get started. So step one, as you can see here, is we turned the shirt inside out. This is because it's easier to work from the back side. You want to tear off the bobbin thread, and it's easier to not ruin the front of the shirt this way. So the first product we are using is our micro scissors. They have a nice tweezer-like design, a very fine point, and a curved tip. And this is really great to help you not puncture the shirt. So what we're going to do is put the tip underneath the thread and the stitches like so, and then just cut away. And you can see it's lifting up and cutting the thread. And then once we finish, we are going to turn it around to the other side and pull the thread out. So now that my micro scissors have cut all the thread out from underneath, I'm going to flip it around and start pulling at the thread from the front. I have some tweezers here that are going to help me out. This is great if you don't have long fingernails or just for a finer precision pull. And you can see the thread is pretty easily just pulling right out of there. So sometimes you'll notice after you pull your thread away that the underlay stitch is really fine. So you just want to be really careful here and find some places where you can pick it up and snip it. So our C is complete. We've completely removed all of the stitches from behind and in the front. And if there's just some lint left over, we can use our canned air right here. You can also find this on Coleman & Company, just like all these other products. And you just spray it a little bit and it'll help release the lint in the thread. So next we're going to move on to our Ginger 6-inch double curved scissors. Now these you want to be really careful with, because what we're going to do for this method is kind of pinch our embroidery in our fabric, and we're going to cut this way. So as you can see, we have that curved point again, and this is so we don't puncture the fabric. As you can see, as I'm cutting, the thread is releasing. So I've successfully cut all the bobbin and thread from the fat part of my O, and now I can go ahead and remove it from the top. I'm using my tweezers again to help lift it up, and then I'm going to use my fingers to pull it out. And so what you may discover is for the underlay, you need a finer point scissor. So that's why I brought out the micro scissors again to help us get in there. And that's another great reason why all of these products should be in your embroidery toolkit. So now that I've finished my O with the help of both my double curved scissors and my micro scissors, I'm going to go ahead and use just like a lint roller to kind of help get some of the spare pieces of thread out. And as you can see here, this shirt is not damaged at all. We perfectly have removed so far both the C and the O from our logo without damaging the shirt, so this can be re-sewn out. So we're going to clean off our work area a little bit with our canned air. And as you can see also, I ripped and cut away a little bit of our backing here just to give me a better view of my sew out. So next we're using our seam ripper. Now this is a small seam ripper. It comes like this in a little casing. And what you can see here is a fine point, and this inside is very sharp. So what we'll do is we'll stick the point right inside and go through. And it tore the seam perfectly. Now we can go ahead from the front of the shirt and pull out the thread from our letter L here. Use my fingers. And then we have a little bit of that underlay again. So I'll go ahead in the back again, and I will use my micro scissors for this. And we'll go ahead and completely remove this L and move on to the D. So next we're using our wall stitch eliminator, and this is a really fun product. We're also using, it's a little weird, but we have a baseball here. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna help us, we're gonna put it underneath here, and it's gonna help curve the letter, the stitch that we're trying to eliminate, and just give us a good surface to get underneath and eliminate the stitch. So you kind of have to get comfortable with it. I like to hold it this way. It just takes a little bit of practice, this one. You just want to go under the stitch, and as you can see, it is grinding it off. It is just buzzing it off like a haircut almost. And it's pretty simple to use. I will say though, you will want to practice and just get a feel for it. The more you do it, the better. Out of all the products we've used so far though, this one is a little bit more dangerous when it comes to the possibility of puncturing your shirt. So you just want to be really careful with this one. As you can see, all these products really have their own benefits. The seam ripper is great for those straight lines. The stitch eliminator is great for the curved letters. But they're great to all use in unison as well. And as you can tell, I kind of used a mixture and combination of all of the products. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish removing my embroidery stitches. I'm probably going to use my stitch eliminator because personally it's my favorite, but I'll also use all of these products to help me out. So here's a quick tip. The best solution may not be to remove the embroidery stitches from your shirt. You might be better off just buying another one and sewing it out fresh. Don't spend an hour trying to remove a logo because your time is money and you could be doing something else. So the polo that we removed the logo from is back on our embroidery machine and ready to be sewn out again. But before we wrap up this how to remove embroidery stitches tutorial, I want to go through the products we use today. So we have our wall stitch eliminator here. We have our micro scissors, our small seam ripper, our Ginger double curved scissors, and then our fine point tweezers. And we also used a lint roller and some canned air to help us remove the lint from the thread. So thanks for watching this video, and you can find all these products on colemanandcompany.com.